I pretty much fell in love with music when I was super young, like maybe 4 years old, 5 years old. I remember, my mom driving me to school and just listening to the radio on the way to school, getting into Wings and Paul McCartney and whatever was on the radio at that time. And then an uncle of mine, he had a pretty extensive record collection, introduced me to like really cool bands like Pink Floyd and Rush and Genesis. And I remember the one specific time that I really kind of like connected to music was I was listening to Pink Floyd Time with all the drums, the drum intro. And I think by then I was kind of like, I think I want to play drums. For me, drums is just like the physicality of it, like actually playing something, even hand drums, playing the connection of your hands on an actual instrument, or playing them with sticks. Just physically, it feels good. It feels satisfying to play drums. It's very therapeutic, and it just I have a strong connection with what the feeling is. Every single day I always feel fortunate for everything that I've ever done. I try never to take anything for granted. I always think, out of so many people that are aspiring to tour and to play with such great artists, I'm lucky enough to be one of them that gets to do it. And I always kind of, that doesn't get lost on me. I always think that's it's a very lucky thing that I'm able to do. And I think that having a career in music is already challenging enough. So being able to do it and having been doing it for this long, I feel really fortunate. The best tip I can give anyone to improving their drumming skills is just sticking with it, not getting discouraged. Whenever something seems too challenging, you just break it apart into like little tiny pieces and tackle it one little tiny piece at a time. I still get frustrated when I'm learning new things, but I always have to remind myself, it's a process. You just gotta relax. It's gonna come. It'll eventually feel great, but at the beginning, it's not supposed to feel great. It'll feel terrible. So the main thing is just patience and sticking with it. As I mentioned, having a career in music is not an easy thing. It's a pretty challenging task, and you're gonna have people along the way that are gonna, it could be family, it could be friends that are gonna discourage you somewhat and, maybe try to point you in another direction. For myself, I think that whenever I was kind of discouraged from playing music, it fueled me even more. It kind of like, it gave me more of a passion to work harder and to really try to achieve something that in other people's opinions may not be achievable. Some of my first teachers, I had a teacher in Toronto named Steve Mancuso, just a great guy, like a great human being, and the way he presented drumming to me, and actually the whole picture of drumming, he really helped me understand that balance is very important. Not to get too one-sided about anything. Just always have a good overlook on the big picture of things. So whether it's actual drumming or music in general or a career in music, he always helped me like kind of step back and just think, okay, this is the importance of this, or just have a healthy perspective on things. I think success it's very relative. So I think success is in different increments. You can have like little minor goals that you're trying to achieve all the time, and once you get to that little tiny goal, you've succeeded and you should feel a sense of success. But I also think that you can't, I don't think you can completely achieve success. I think you should always have something left to strive for, and something kind of bigger that you want to aspire to. Like the technical side is stuff that I approach it this way. I always think, okay, like a painter or an artist, they have to learn the rudiments. They have to learn what colors mix with what colors to create what color. So you have your palette and you have your primary colors, or you have a bunch of different colors. And like rudimentary, you have to learn how to, how to mix things properly, but that's not the art form. The art form is then what you're gonna do with those colors on the canvas. So having that skill is super important. It's vital to what you're gonna do. It allows you to express yourself on the canvas, but I always think ultimately the biggest thing is what are you painting on the canvas? What is it that you want to express? And to me, I equate that with drumming as well, or any form of music. I think stick to it. Always, hold your guns. Have confidence in what you're doing, and also just be willing to enjoy every aspect of what you're learning. I have to say this has been a really great experience. The crew, you guys have been just like really making me feel super comfortable. I tend to feel as a drummer, as I've said to you guys behind the camera, as a drummer, I always feel like I'm in the background and I feel comfortable behind this wall of instruments that I have, and that's my space, and I'm kind of like happy not to have the limelight. So when there is focus on me, I tend to get a little nervous, and you guys have been really great at just making me feel comfortable and making this experience really enjoyable. I'm hopeful that whatever you can take away from this experience will be somewhat inspiring, or help you to know that dreams are achievable and things are always within reach. Nothing is too far out of reach to obtain, and I think as long as you're willing to put in the time and dedicate a little bit of yourself to what it is you want to do, then and importantly as well, visualizing what you want to do, like in your mind, picturing I want to be here, and then figuring out how to get there, figuring out all the steps on how you're going to get there.